You did not become tired overnight. You were used early, rushed early, expected to carry weight your soul had no business carrying yet. And now you call it adulthood. You call it being realistic. You call it just how life is. But be honest, you are not just busy. You are not just behind. You feel old in places that should still be alive. Some men feel 80 at 24, not because time destroyed them, because pressure did, because somewhere along the line they were taught to produce before they were allowed to become. And that is what this video is about. Not laziness, not excuses, not telling men to stay boys forever. This is about what happens when a man is forced to carry an old man's burden before he has built a young man's spine. And why so many men wake up one day with responsibilities and a dead look in their eyes, wondering where the hell they went. A horse can look strong long before it is ready, power on the outside, but inside it is still forming. Push it too hard too early and you may get short-term results. You may even impress people, but later you pay for it. In the body, in the mind, in the spirit. Men are not horses, but the pattern is the same. A boy can look grown before he is grounded. A young man can sound confident before he knows who he is. He can wear the watch, get the job, say the right lines, smile in public, and still be collapsing in private. Because looking ready and being ready are not the same thing. And one of the cruelest things modern culture does to men is confuse appearance with readiness. Produce now, choose now, win now, monetize now, get the body now, build the business now, lead now, provide now, know exactly who you are by now. And if you do not, they call you weak, late, soft, behind. So you start sprinting on a soul that never learned how to breathe. That is why so many men are not actually lazy. They are burnt. Not because they did too little, because they were driven in the wrong way, for the wrong reasons, at the wrong time. Some of you were praised only when you performed. Some of you were loved only when you were useful. Some of you were never allowed to fail small, so now every failure feels fatal. Some of you became the responsible ones so early that play, curiosity, and adventure started to feel like guilt. You were 10 years old worrying like a 40-year-old. 15 years old carrying tension in your jaw. 22 years old already speaking like life was over. That is not maturity. That is damage wearing a tie. And here is the tragedy. A damaged man can still function. He can get up, go to work, pay bills, answer texts, even smile on cue. But inside he begins to hate effort. Not because effort is evil, because his nervous system learned to associate growth with pressure and pressure with worth. So every good thing starts to feel like punishment. Reading feels like punishment. Training feels like punishment. Responsibility feels like punishment. Discipline feels like punishment. Not because discipline is wrong, because discipline entered your life wearing the face of fear. Rewired reality is not about telling men to stay comfortable. It is not about softening standards. It is not about blaming your parents, your school, your boss, or the culture forever. It is about telling the truth. If a man was rushed into performance before he built identity, then the rebuild cannot start with more pressure. It has to start with truth. With removing the lie that your value only begins when other people are impressed, because that lie will destroy your whole life. You will chase achievements you cannot enjoy. You will take jobs that make sense on paper, and then wonder why your chest feels tight every Sunday night. You will say yes to opportunities that look mature and miss the life that would have actually formed you. You will become efficient, but not alive. And one day you will look around and realize you have become an old man at 28, serious, careful, productive, numb. No wonder some men don't feel inspired. They were never taught how to become. They were only taught how to perform. There is a difference between burden and build. Burden crushes. Build strengthens. Burden is weight with no meaning. Build is weight that matches your growth. A real man is not a man who never struggles. A real man is a man who grows into the weight he carries. That is why some men can hold responsibility with calm in their eyes. They are not superhuman. They grew into it, step by step, failure by failure, scar by scar. But if you hand a young man a whole life before he has built inner order, you do not make him strong. You make him anxious, performative, resentful. He starts living from reaction instead of conviction. And that is where regret begins. Not just the regret of wasted years, the deeper regret. The regret of becoming someone you do not respect. Maybe that is you. Maybe no one ever let you be young. Maybe you built your whole identity around being needed, being useful, being ahead. And now, when nobody is clapping, you feel empty. Or maybe you went the other direction. Maybe the pressure broke your desire, and now you drift. You procrastinate. You avoid. You waste hours. Not because you love wasting life, but because somewhere deep down, movement still feels like being controlled. That is why a lot of men do not need another seminar screaming at them. They need to recover their relationship with effort. They need to remember that strength is not punishment. Responsibility is not prison. Discipline is not abuse. When chosen freely, discipline becomes dignity. But you have to choose it, not because people are watching, not because some guru made you feel inferior. Choose it because you are tired of meeting a stranger in the mirror. This is where the rebuild begins. Not with a giant life plan, not with 50 books, not with a 5 a.m. routine you secretly hate. It begins when you say, I have been carrying weight in a crooked way. I have confused exhaustion for manhood. I have been trying to earn a life I never stopped to examine. That kind of honesty is not weakness. That is the first masculine act some men make in years. Because a boy hides, a man names the problem. So name it. Where did your joy go? Where did your curiosity go? When did you stop feeling like life was something to live and start feeling like it was something to survive? When did your standards become someone else's script? When did your ambition become fear in nicer clothes? Then rebuild, slowly, deliberately, like a man laying brick, not chasing fireworks. Start with your body, not to impress anyone, to teach yourself you can keep promises. Start with your room, your desk, your finances, your sleep, because chaos steals authority from a man's mind. Start telling the truth faster. Stop performing peace when you are full of resentment. Stop pretending you are just tired when really you are disconnected from your own life. Choose one hard thing each day on purpose. Train, read, walk without your phone. Make the call you have been avoiding. Apologize where you were wrong. Cut off what is rotting your standards, not all at once, but consistently. Because discipline is not a punishment for broken men. It is how broken men become trustworthy again. And hear me on this, you are not too late because you feel behind. You are too late only when you decide the numb version of you is final. Yes, some things may already be gone. Years you cannot recover. Relationships you mishandled. Energy you wasted. Opportunities you watched pass by because you were trying to become impressive instead of becoming real. That part hurts. It should hurt. Regret is not always your enemy. Sometimes regret is the pain that keeps a man from wasting the rest of his life. Use it correctly. Do not romanticize it. Do not live in it. Let it introduce you to the cost of drifting. Then stand up and build. You do not need to become a different species of man overnight. You need to become honest enough to stop betraying the man you could still be. That is the real war, against self-abandonment, against the voice that says, it's too late anyway, against the habits that keep you half alive, against the performance that makes everyone think you are fine while your inner life decays. You do not need more hype. You need order. You need truth. You need a standard that is chosen, not inherited. You need brotherhood that sharpens you, not audiences that flatter you. You need work that means something. You need to suffer for things that are worthy. And most of all, you need to stop handing your life to people who benefit from your confusion. Let other men stay numb if they want. Let them keep calling distraction rest and passivity peace, but not you, because now you know the difference between being built and being burdened. Now you know why your fire dimmed. Now you know that the answer is not to become softer, it is to become truer, to reclaim the parts of you that were rushed, to train without self-hatred, to work without worshiping work, to carry responsibility with a straight spine instead of a collapsing soul. You still have time, but not forever. So stop trying to look ready. Start becoming ready. Brick by brick, choice by choice. Become the man your wasted years were trying to warn you about. Become the man your future son would be safe learning from. Become the man you can respect in an empty room. Because one of the saddest things in the world is a young man who already feels finished. Do not be that man. Rebuild. Before your whole life becomes a story about almost.